What's your name?
Carmen Cortez.
Wait, and where are we at?
We are in el jardín uno de los jardines de Tierras Milperas.
Yeah.
One of the gardens of Tierras Milperas.
And where is it?
And this is the land of Tufta, the Amamutsan original peoples, also known as Watsonville, California, on the Central Coast.
Right. So there's something special about this particular land you guys have created. Who are the workers? Who are the people that made this beautiful land into all these gardens and food and fruit and flowers?
So all of the campesino and campesino folks from the south, indigenous and campesino families from the south, here now in the north. Also, they are people who are farm workers and farm agricultural workers, majority in the area of strawberry and all different berries. And so after many hours of working in the fields, they still come here because the memory they hold is still alive, and that's of planting their milpa, caring for their seed, and then feeding their families.
Wow. So they were able to, well, tell us what happened in this particular place.
So in this place, the people built it about 12 years ago. Unfortunately, all the nonprofit complex was obviously not in line with what the people needed. They actually got to a point to tell them that they could no longer grow corn. And when that point came about 2 years ago, the people decided that they wanted to care for the land themselves and be the ones to manage their own organization. And that's how Tierras Milperas was born 2 years ago. And since then, there's been a direction by the General Assembly, which is 140 families, the Consejo, which is made up of all elders from different gardens. There's 7 gardens all across Watsonville, and a commission that supports also the Consejo in achieving all of the things that the Assembly decides they want to do. And unfortunately, in the last few months, there's been a change in the administration here at the church. But obviously with the same values as 500 years ago, they want to kick us out of the land. They have blamed us for things that we don't actually have evidence for. They haven't wanted to talk to us directly, to any of the people in the gardens, and pretty much have basically said that we need to be out of here. They're going to evict us on the 1st of August.
Wow, so they gave you a date. And what's the charge?
The charge are 3 charges: illicit activity, unauthorized people, and the other one is that they couldn't get a hold of us even though we have an office on the church land. But perhaps we're not official enough for them to be able to come and contact us. So they haven't contacted us, and every attempt we've made has been invisible until our fiscal sponsor tried to make that communication happen. And then we received a message directly from the bishop via the fiscal sponsor, again, blaming us for actually what they're responsible for in the areas that they are managing.
And so the odd part of this story, just for those of you who might be listening or watching, is that the garden itself is on church land. One of the gardens. And some of them are on church land, some of them are on city land, right? This particular church is an Episcopalian church in Watsonville. If any of you might be listening who have an Episcopalian family or are yourself a parishioner, do we know the name of this church?
Yes, this is All Saints Cristo Rey Episcopal Church.
Okay.
And so, yes.
All Saints Cristo Rey. And yeah, Carmen was being very delicate and nice. And I'm saying that Trump has taken over this church because they use Trumpisms against these humble farmers straight up. calling them all kinds of names, absolutely disrespectful, and doing like they do to our black and brown communities when they're going to try to do something to us, which is frame us before the act.
They basically are calling us criminals. They're criminalizing us. They're defaming us in that way. And because of that, for them, they don't need to talk to us even.
All right. And how people can follow you guys?
So folks can follow us at tierras.milperas on Instagram.
Okay.
And they can also check out any updates on tierrasmilperas.org. Soon you will see a formal press release from the community, who they've been working on that this past week, and also a little bit of what we do, what we actually do,
Yes.
and care, and how we care for the land here.
Which is all love, family, all love. So we know how these colonizers move, whether it be in the 21st century or, you know, the so-called 15th century of the Gregorian calendar. But indigenous and poor peoples and landless peoples have been taking care of Mama Earth forever. And we didn't need a colonizer to tell us where the lines are drawn or who owns it or any of these other lies, settler colonial lies. Any last words?
That we're here, we're not going anywhere, and that the people actually know how to take care of the earth are going to do the same, take care of the earth.
Ashe. Thank you.